Medical consensus suggests that the geometry of the standard office chair is quietly dismantling our health. It physically degrades the spine, pools blood in our lower extremities, and measurably shortens human lifespan. When you sit with your legs dangling toward the floor, your heart is forced to constantly fight gravity to pump blood back up. That ongoing strain causes a steady drop in brain oxygenation, leading directly to that chronic afternoon brain fog. But history offers a striking contradiction to this rule. Take Master Ben Huan. He lived to 106, spending over 10 hours daily in a strict cross-legged posture. He wasn't sitting passively. He engaged in intense cognitive labor, teaching, receiving guests, and problem-solving for an entire century. His extreme longevity and relentless productivity completely defy modern ergonomic theories regarding the dangers of a sedentary lifestyle.
If you look at foundational texts like the Diamond Sutra, they clearly document the Buddha adopting the cross-legged posture specifically to lecture, debate, and teach. Later, translation masters like Kumarajiva and Xuanzang acted as extreme knowledge workers, processing millions of words of dense text. They achieved this staggering intellectual output sitting cross-legged for hours without succumbing to blood clots, varicose veins, or cardiovascular failure. Why didn't their heavily sedentary lifestyle destroy their physical and cognitive health like ours does today? Rather than surviving their posture, these masters used the lotus as a deliberate technology for cognitive endurance. The modern office chair creates an open circulatory circuit. Gravity continuously pulls blood down into your dangling legs, where it stagnates. Folding the legs alters this completely. Compressing the lower extremity arteries creates a hemodynamic lock, increasing vascular resistance. This barrier prevents pooling. Instead, blood is shunted upwards into the pelvic organs, dramatically increasing cerebral blood flow directly to your brain. At the same time, the perfectly upright spine required to balance this posture naturally triggers deep diaphragmatic breathing. That breathing acts as a mechanical pump for your cerebrospinal fluid. This accelerated fluid flow actively washes metabolic waste, like amyloid beta, out of the brain tissue, clearing out the cellular byproducts that cause cognitive fatigue. The lotus posture operates as an active physical pump, forcing oxygen and nutrients into the central nervous system. When the limbs are folded and the hands meet, this mechanical compression also transforms the body into a closed electrical loop, preventing the body from leaking subtle energy. A recent controlled trial published in the International Journal of Yoga tested this directly.
Researchers measured Jingwell point meridian conductances in participants holding different sitting postures over a 30-minute period. This chart shows acupuncture meridian energy measured over 30 minutes. For participants in a standard modern chair, the red line shows a steady decrease in energy. But data for the lotus posture shows a sharp, measurable increase across all meridians. Western hemodynamics and Eastern energy circuitry arrive at the exact same conclusion. This specific physical geometry turns the human body into a self-charging battery. To perfect this posture and prevent injury, ancient practitioners engineered specific physical tools. The modern master Nan Huai Chin authored dense texts and taught economics while lecturing entirely cross-legged, using a specially widened chair. He required only a few hours of sleep a night because his working posture continuously supplied him with a cognitive and physical charge. His first ergonomic tool was the elevated cushion. Lifting the pelvis allows the spine to stack neutrally and effortlessly, removing muscle strain from the lower back. The second tool was a simple knee towel. Traditional medicine warns against wind entering the knees. Keeping the tightly compressed joints warm ensures optimal core circulation isn't disrupted by a drop in peripheral temperature. Crossing your legs is only half the equation. Proper pelvic elevation and joint temperature control are strictly required to sustain the biological lock over long periods. There is a strict anatomical reality to consider here. The full lotus position requires specific, shallow hip sockets. Forcing your body into it without the right skeletal structure can cause severe joint damage. But modern knowledge workers, coders, writers, and remote employees can access these same physiological shifts by utilizing a half lotus position. You can implement this today. Use a wide-seated ergonomic chair. Elevate your hips with a firm cushion, cover your knees to retain heat, and take dynamic standing breaks to reset your joints. The exhaustion often blamed on sitting is actually a byproduct of chair geometry. By adopting the workstation geometry of the ancient masters, we transform sitting from a physiological drain into a mechanism for continuous brain health.
Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe. Share it with someone who might benefit. See you in the next video.